currently in this place called 中正纪念堂, some kind of memorial. As you can see behind me, it is humongous. And this is just a giant park with two pavilions, I guess. Yeah, this is gigantic. I came here initially because I thought there would be like people practicing Tai Chi, but then I woke up too late at I woke up once at 7:30 and then went back to bed. And then like around 8 something, got up, walked outside, and now it's like 9 something. It's like early 9s. And I saw like one group of people practicing like exercises, but I don't think it's Tai Chi, so I just walked away. But yeah, this place is gigantic. Look at that, it's humongous, just completely massive. And that behind me is massive as well. And now I'm just walking around trying to look for more Tai Chi people. Oh, and this other thing I was thinking about earlier is that another thought about life is that it's so doesn't matter what you're doing, say you're like someone who's fascinated by science or music or whatever, that's all good, right? Like you have a goal to become knowledgeable or proficient or whatever, what have you, and to bring happiness, in the case of music, to other people's lives. Or if you're a scientist, you want to discover things, let other people be able to understand what they weren't capable of understanding before, to reveal truths that weren't known to mankind before, and that's all good, right? But the problem, even if you're like a family person, you just want to have a very regular life, take care of your family, so that they could be happy and whatnot. In the end, why does it even matter? Because you're gonna die, your family members are gonna die, everyone that, who may enjoy your music, they're gonna die. And everyone who, and am I saying that just because they die, that none of it matters? Maybe, if all of it is gonna end somehow, what is the point of all of it? This is not some kind of precursor to some kind of so you should believe in, God or some other, something like that. But it's just, what's the point? And I feel like until I understand that, it's gonna be difficult to motivate myself to do anything, because there's no point to all of it. Why should I even do anything? I'm not suicidal or anything. I'm just I'm at a point at which things are losing meaning. And oh, this is really awesome. We're really close now. It's pretty sweet. Oh, okay, person who thinks everything is losing meaning. Yeah, this stuff is pretty awesome. But yeah, things are starting to seem like they're losing meaning. And yeah, maybe somebody could, or maybe I could read something or think about something that I would like to see value in things. I would like to see meaning. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Park in this larger park. But what you see around me is a bunch of trees. Some of these are rubber trees. So if we walk over this way, so some of these are regular, trees. Oh, that's a rubber tree. But stuff like this, this, my friend, is a rubber tree. And you can see there's a lot of different, a lot of different vines almost going, these are really strange. These are I think these are roots. They're going into the ground. And there's new sprouts, and there's They just look crazy. But yeah, that's a rubber tree. You just kind of like chop on it, and then rubber comes out. I think I think that's like some rubber right there. Yeah. So I'm at this side park in the larger park, and yeah, there's nobody here except for myself and this mother and this kid. And the kid just fell, and the mother had to like convince him to not cry. Like, hey, see, that didn't hurt. Be a little cool boy. Oh, and there's one more person here. There's Mr. Rudolph the red-bodied reindeer, and we're playing seesaw. Okay, that's the thumbnail. And like, what's the purpose of living if everyone's just gonna die and nothing is final? It's all just like, what is the purpose of it? It's just live mindlessly while we're here. Like maybe like some would like to say live mindfully. But even if you live mindfully, what's the meaning behind it, you know? And even if we live mindfully, it's like, oh yeah, let's be aware of our own thoughts, you know, like let's just watch our thoughts as they go by. But then the question is like, well, you're trying to detach your ego from your thoughts, but then your ego just goes up a level, right? And if your ego goes up a level, then that's still your ego. You still have an ego. You're still yourself. You're not really detached from anything because you're still yourself and your ego is still there. But then you're like, well, I could just move my ego up one more level. So this next level, your ego is trying to be aware of its own ego. Your ego is trying to be aware of its own ego. You're trying to be aware of your ego. But then it's like that higher level of awareness, isn't that still your ego? Like you haven't really stepped out of anything. You've just how do you say? You haven't like become any less mortal or any more spiritual. You've just reorganized what you're thinking. You know what I mean? Like your ego has not diminished at all. It just changed a little bit. So it's like in the end, what really matters? Does anything matter? What's the purpose of life? Are we all just doomed to like meaninglessness?